Hi, I'm Kylira, dracologist and founder of Dracology in Canada, and this is the great history of dragons. Here we will explore all things pertaining to humanity's most treasured and revered creature. Anything you could ever know about dragons lies ahead of you in this series. Prepare to believe. Dragons. Whether you know them as fire breathers, cave dwellers, sea serpents, treasure hoarders, or anything else, there is a good chance you have an idea in your mind of what a dragon means to you. So where do dragons come from? For as long as we could write, humankind has told stories and been fascinated by these mythical beasts. Dragons have been depicted in cultures all over the world, in a time when these societies had no way to communicate with each other. How can this be? What is the origin of dragon mythology, and why are we still so fascinated with them today? From exhibits like the American Museum of Natural History's Mythical Creatures, or the Children's Museum Dragons Unearthed exhibit, to documentaries like A&E's Quest for Dragons, or Animal Planet's The Last Dragon documentary, scientists and scholars have also been plagued with answering these questions, more than any other mythical creature. So let's open the book to today's chapter and find out a bit more about why this is. In an article from Smithsonian Magazine, it says that in ancient times, the discovery of dinosaur bones and remains would have been mistaken for dragons as an explanation for the belief of these creatures. While this may have been true, it does not account for such conceptualized depictions in each separate region. The anthropologist David E. Jones writes in his book, An Instinct for Dragons, that the belief in dragons is evolution-based, that what is naturally ingrained in us to fear from our primate ancestors, snakes, large cats, eagles, etc., combine to depict one super fear, the dragon. Further, Adrian Mayer, a Stanford University professor, has done a lot of research investigating the relationship between fossils and legends, and has similar conclusions, that a vivid imagination and a lack of knowledge created these creatures. Yet, nothing still seems to satisfy the question of how. Is it not possible that dragons could have existed that long ago? There is also an undeniable trait given to dragons, and that is the trait of magic, an ancient wisdom and power that resonates with humankind. Throughout the ages, dragons have become a symbolism for many lessons and qualities, both good and bad. Why did many cultures from all over the world make this creature the one to symbolize these things? Dragons were once grouped into the same categories as snakes, and all serpents were seen as the same, dragon or snake alike. Snake or serpent worship, or ophiolatria, was essential and vital to the most ancient cultures and earliest civilizations. The serpent was the most used symbol to represent Mother Goddess and her relationship with humanity. Serpents were the connection between the two realms, spiritual and physical. They symbolized duality, man and woman, heaven and earth. They were both feared and revered, and are essential when considering the progression of mankind. Now you may be thinking, but aren't snakes and serpents and dragons different? Technically, yes. However, in most ancient cultures, the word for serpent and dragon was the same, and how the word is translated depends on which historian is translating it. Most ancient dragons were depicted as giant sea-dwelling serpents, and throughout the duration of this series, we will learn how that imagery is really the origin of the dragon we know today. We have all heard the word dragon, of course, and some of us may even know that it's a word of Greek origin. In Greece, the dragon was known as drakon. This word is derived from the root dark. This is an Indo-European word for to look at, observe, or see clearly. In many ancient cultures, snakes or serpents were seen as protectors and guardians due to their famously unwavering gaze. Or, a lack of eyelids. Dragons have had many names, and I apologize in advance for my pronunciation. Sumerians call them Ushum or Usmugalu, Naha in Hebrew, Oramu in Old Norse. More recent cultures call them Lindworm in Germany, Ajdaha or Ajdaya in Serbian, Azdaha in Persian, Sme in Croatia and Bosnia, Kelkona or Mo'o in Hawaii, Smok in Poland, Ejderha in Turkey, Sharkane in Hungary, Tarakana to the Mari, Unkchegila to the Lakota Sioux, and Uktena to the Cherokee peoples. In Old English and Anglo-Saxon, it's worm, Draco in Latin, Drakon in Greece, Draig in Welsh, Drage in Norway and Denmark, Drake in Sweden, and Draki in Iceland. And then we have Lohikarme in Finland. As previously mentioned, in many ancient cultures, the word for dragon was interchangeable with serpent. As time went on, the word to describe dragons began to separate from serpent as the dragon icon became more developed. However, ancient Asian dynasties always had a separate word to mean dragon. Long or Lung in China, Yang in Korea, and Ryo or Tatsu in Japan. Most dragons are depicted as having scales, reptilian features, talons, and sharp teeth. Their legs, faces, wings, and tails tend to change depending on what type of dragon they are. Western dragons are typically depicted as a scaled reptilian beast, typically depicted with powerful legs, large wings, and horns. We see different variations of this, including the amphitheater, a winged serpent with no legs, the basilisk, a giant serpent with no legs or wings, the chimera. This animal wouldn't typically be categorized as a dragon, but given how early dragons were depicted with lion and bird-like features, I thought it best to include this one as well. It was a fire-breathing hybrid animal with parts of a lion, goat, and snake. The cockatrice, a two-legged serpent with wings and a bird-like head. The drake, a smaller four-legged dragon, usually wingless. The European dragon, a six-limbed dragon with 4 legs and 2 large wings, capable of breathing fire. The wyvern, a 4-limbed dragon with 2 legs and 2 wings, also oftentimes with the capability to breathe fire. The worm, legless and wingless dragons, sometimes referred to as the more ancient race of dragons. This differs from the basilisk as it has a more recognizable dragon head shape as opposed to the snake head shape. The names for our Eastern dragons are just as vast and different as their depiction in comparison to the Western dragons. They are typically more serpentine, usually with 4 legs and no wings, with long whiskers or more mane-like hair around the face. Sometimes they are depicted with small wings. We have Jiaolong, an Eastern dragon with scales, also associated with floods. Qiulong or Jiaolong, an Eastern dragon with horns said to be the mightiest, one of the ancient 9 dragon types. Qilong, an Eastern dragon without horns. Tianlong, a celestial dragon associated with heaven, a sky-dwelling dragon that prevents gods from falling to earth, and ones who pull the chariots of the gods and guard their palaces, one of the ancient 9 dragon types. Yinglong, an Eastern dragon with wings, one of the ancient 9 dragon types, also referenced as a 1,000-year-old dragon. It is said that a water snake will live for 500 years and then become a jiao, then after 1,000 years it becomes a dragon. After another 500 years, it develops horns and becomes a jiaolong. After another 1,000 years, it becomes a winged dragon. Shenlong, a blue spiritual dragon in control of rain and wind, one of the ancient 9 dragon types. Panlong, a coiling sea-dwelling dragon that controls time, one of the ancient 9 dragon types. Fuzanglong, a dragon that protects material possessions associated with treasure, one of the ancient 9 dragon types. Dailong, an underworld dragon that controls waters, the feminine version of Shenlong, one of the ancient 9 dragon types. Huanglong, a yellow dragon said to be the most revered and associated with imperialism. one of the ancient 9 dragon types. Longwang, the king of dragons and most powerful. They are shape-shifting and reign over the 4 directions and 4 seas, sometimes depicted as human, one of the ancient 9 dragon types. Feilong, an eastern dragon associated with flight. Teng or Tengshi, soaring snake, have also been used in text to describe a flying dragon. Jiang, a 2-headed rainbow dragon in Chinese mythology. There is a lifetime of knowledge to learn about the dragon. So in an attempt to lay things out as smoothly as possible, I will start where it makes the most sense to start, from the beginning.